Alright, welcome to UAT Game Studios Build 3. We're going to start with Starwave, so take it away, Brian.
Hello everybody, my name is Brian Block. I am lead designer on Starwave. So for this build, we wanted to focus more on gameplay over our art. So a lot of the things you'll see don't have as much of the art as it previously did. Really the only thing we changed in the title screen was the logo, but we added zip lines. We improved the spaceship a little more. We have a medical room. We also have a dialogue system that isn't working at the moment. But yes, we did get zip lines and swinging hooks to give it more of a platformer feel. We also added ladders. And a few other things. There's not as much models in here yet. As I said previously, we focused more on getting the gameplay in. So we also made her jump less floaty and act more as if she was actually jumping. The hooks are over here, so I have to head over here. But yeah, we worked a lot on the zipline. That was thanks to our programmer Norman. We have a lot of other 3D models and art we did. We just haven't implemented it yet. That'll be next build. Where's the hook? I know it's here somewhere. So yeah, here's her hook. I'm trying not to hit the portal. But yeah, so we added a hook where she can swing back and forth. We also added some more to Time City, which included... Oh, dang it. I just accidentally... we also added a spawn system for these guys. It's actually fun to mess around with because it will spawn multiple of them. It's still being polished a little bit, so that you can get like whole armies just attacking you all at once, and I think it's fun to play around with, but I'm not gonna leave that in the final game. So yeah, that's about it. I would like to give it away to my team to give their art.
Hi, my name is Katie Morse, and I'm the Scrum Master and Game Designer for this team. I created a new level I was able to work on. It's called Mushroom Village, and basically I implemented spinning platforms and more textures to the box. I am polishing it as we speak for the next build.
Hey, my name's Roman. Sorry right now, kinda getting a little sick. I'm a designer on Starwave. I focus mainly on Chico Village and making it more of a platformer. So that first level you saw was me deciding to be like, alright, cool, let's build some tree houses and platforms.
Hello, my name is Norman, and I'm the only programmer for this group. So, three things I've been working on. I've been working on close with the designers. I know Addison's not here. He's been ill for this week, so he'll be back later on. I've been working close with Chris Kuhn from yesterday for the programming task and advice. So, okay, so three things I've been working on. First is ziplining. So in order to go traverse areas to large areas in Starwave, you gotta go from one point A to point B. And the second one I've been including in the build is warp swing. So in case of if you want to go platform to platform, if there's no zip line, you just go grab your hook and then you go from one platform to the other. And the third task I've been working on, small one from yesterday, was a interactive chess. It's not in the build yet, so you might put that in the build in a play testing area. So that's the three things I've been working on.
The artist for Starwave, name's Tucker. Currently I've been working on some of the 3D characters. I haven't finished them yet, but working on it.
Thank you everybody for your time. Let me just close this out. Anyway, that's it for Starwave.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Project Techno. I'm not gonna really say a lot this much on the sprint build, but I'd like to say that we did amazing work. We didn't focus so much on art-wise, we focused more on programming-wise, since we want to focus on main core functionality, as well as making sure everything is incorporated, getting things tied together, tied down, and operable. So without further ado, let me turn it over to my team so I can tell you what they did.
I'm John, I'm one of the artists. What I did was I worked on 3 models for the second level that's upcoming.
I'm Natalie Johnson. I'm the 2D artist. I'm still developing the UI and the character selection panels. So hopefully those will be done by the next build.
Hello, I'm Tom Vincent, one of the designers. For what I've done for this build is that I have started whiteboxing the new scene that is going to be a desert, and started on the terrain and some of the art stuff.
My name is Keith. I'm a programmer. I finished up the power-ups and starting to kind of work on the car controller, getting that hopefully a little more organized.
Hi, my name is Terry Zero Game Program for Project Techno. I've been working on implementing Xbox controller capabilities for the DJ side, and currently I'm working on setting an indication of when the notes are coming in, so it's more easier to visualize when they're coming in.
Going back into it, one thing Terry didn't mention was that he's also incorporated functionality for a difficulty system. Currently not in at the moment, but we do have it in the back, in works, as well as other mentions of Jacob Pig, our online student, who's gotten our online implemented, as well as local play implemented. And without him, we couldn't have had that. Sorry, I can't see. Without that, I'd like to take it over. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you later for our playtest.
Let's see if I break it. Yep. Thank you. I'm going to be standing right here. So. Morning everyone, I'm Kyle Davis. I'm the lead for Guardians Legacy. This time around we've been working on a lot of stuff that has to do with trying to get that last 10% in for our game, which as you know usually takes about 90% of the work. So with this, we've got a new shader in for our character, along with augmenting the movement with more animation so it feels more fluid. Along with this, we've started to get actually some of our NPCs into the game to allow for us to start having some more immersion along with some of the other systems that we have going on. Along with that, we've managed to get a blacksmith in, which allows us to then use our items and be able to buy and sell and be able to go through and have a lot of the components of what an RPG is. One of the two bigger things we've been working on is a very large combat rework and node system rework, which is the core of our game, which if we go into the node scene, we'll see we've been starting to get a lot of our new UI in for how we want to actually convey to the player what we're doing. We still have a lot more we need to do with it to get to the point we want, but we have our base set up and ready. We're about 90% done for where everything will go and what we want to do. Along with this, We have got a few more enemies into our battle scene with our nice little snake here and our actual goblin NPC character. Along with this, we've had to move away from HDRP. I have to thank Devin Garrett for bashing his head against the keyboard for the past 3 milestones trying to get shader language to work and try to get custom shaders in for our Toon shader. He has been instrumental for getting it to actually feel better for what we want to do. Along with this, we have a few new areas. We have our starting area that we're starting to flesh out, and this is going to be where our tutorial comes in for our game, and we set up all of our base game knowledge for the player to be able to use, along with some of the other areas such as the previous areas we've had. We've been trying to get more and more puzzles and a bunch of the actual combat in. So as we run through areas now, you'll now populate with enemies, and enemies will actually chase after you for fights. Along with that, we've been trying to rein everything in because it was very open. We've been trying to box the player in where we can and allow for areas to now feel more directed since we are a linear RPG. And along with that, I'm going to let the team go and talk about specifically what they've done for this build.
Hello everyone, I'm Peter Tipples, lead designer. This build I've been working mostly on whiteboxing and setting the path forward for the swamp area, as well as implementing some of our new auto sets.
I'm Connor Bish, designer. I'm working on the starting village, trying to get it to transfer into the tutorial area so we can start to have that game loop.
I'm Osman Croft, the designer. I've been cleaning up the tutorial area a bit, adding some enemies and also some puzzles.
Zachary Lloyd, programmer. I did some back-end stuff for the inventory so that items can be equipable and unequipable and then that they would save. I also started working on the shop UI, which needs a little bit more functionality to it, and then it'll be where it needs to be.
I'm Rainer Pomisol. I worked on the node system refactoring and getting our new UI set up and working for that, and some back-end stuff on that.
Riley Kuntz, artist. I was able to finish up our wonderful little snake that likes to fly through the air, and then I got our little goblin in with his little idle animation, and he does have a walk cycle, so we'll get that in eventually.
Other than that, we've been hard at work trying to get everything done that we need to. There's still a lot of back-end stuff because when you're deving to have stuff in the build, we need to get a lot of stuff ready and connected, and we just didn't have all of that. We have all these base systems, but we're working on the connectivity at this point. So that's our main focus for this next, to be able to hopefully allow you to get into quests, be able to do quests, and actually have an objective through the game. Thank you very much. Oh boy, it broke again. Don't know why.
Kyle refuses to be photogenic, so we are going to fix that real quick.
I don't even touch it. I don't know what's wrong. I guess it just doesn't like me.
I think it might be like the full screening that the game does.
Yeah, because it causes the projector to cycle like it's...
There we go. Now that there's a good face on the camera, it won't break. All right, who's next? Escape room. Hey, escape room. Alrighty. Let's see. Alrighty. I guess the remote's gone. Alrighty.
It should be where?
Bookmark.
Oh.
It's pulled up right now.
Wait. Where is it pulled up?
Escape room on bookmark.
Right in the middle.
Alright. Looks like. So for this build, we are working on finishing. Okay. Finishing up our clock puzzle. So we have our new NPC in, just the model, and then when it stays, and I grab the items first. We have the final model for our cheese in, so once I pull that up, it's all modeled out. We have the UI buttons on the bottom. We can give that to our NPC, and then they give us a key in return. So we have the fully textured and ready clock now, and then we also have the full game loop. So we have the pendulum that swings back and forth in the clock, and then weights that you can raise, and you could actually pull parts of it off to edit it more directly so that it's not as finicky. For the painting, we have new text on it, and that it still functions the same. It was just an update in design. So then for the whole clock puzzle we have fleshed out, we have it to where you can put the crank into the clock's face, and then you can turn that to either raise or lower the weights. In addition to that, the weights will fall gradually over time. So, I have it shown where I spin it, it lowers, and then it raises back up. And then once it's raised all the way to the top, you get the current back, and then you could start trying to set the next one. And I'm gonna come back over to the video so I could make this run a little smoother. So once the pendulum is swinging and both weights are raised, the clock will start telling time on its own. And then once the time hits the correct time, you get the gem to pop out of the door and you could grab it. So other things we were showing off was just full textures on the mouse NPC. And then for the chest as well, we updated it to have that same mechanic. The lock was a hurdle for most people where they couldn't actually edit it, so now it pops up into your UI. If you walk too far away, it snaps back to the chest. If you lose sight of the chest, it snaps back onto it. And then if you solve it, it also snaps back onto the chest. And the lock on the chest turns into a little ghost image of itself to signify to other players that it's currently in use once we have multiplayer functioning, right? So now, we've also got a test scene just to show off the slingshot mechanic that we're working on next. So we have it to where you can fire a projectile and then you have to reload it to shoot again. And then lastly, we have our gargoyle asset in. This is going to be used for a future puzzle for the next milestone, but we have the artwork done a bit early for it. So now I'm going to hand it off to my team to talk about more in depth what they worked on.
Hi everyone, I'm Ross. I worked on the whole moving stuff interior UI system and the ghosting with the chest. I also worked on the pendulum, the algorithm to get it to actually look like a pendulum, as well as setting everything up so that the pendulum only moves when the weights are raised and stuff like that.
Hi, I'm Jose Espinosa. I was working on the clock hands so they could move in a total circle. It was a difficult task, but finally made it work and it looked good.
Hello, I'm Connor Lee, design lead, and what I worked on was polishing up the gargoyle puzzle along with Oracle puzzle, designing the new tutorial system, and designing a new ability for the rogue.
I'm Raul Montes, the designer in the project.
for these 3 weeks, I've worked editing the audio for the clock crank and the clock hands, and working on having a template for the future UI for the lobby.
Hello, my name is Lindsay Box. I'm the artist, and this milestone I modeled and textured the mouse. And we also have Ruth Lewis on our team, who's another amazing artist, and she did the gargoyles and she completely modeled and textured them. So she couldn't be here today, but please appreciate her work.
Alright, and that about wraps up for our team, so thank you for watching. We'll be doing the playtesting in the Commons later.
Where's the, here's the,
Very good question. What are you trying to do?
doesn't matter. It,
Were you going to try to freeze the projector?
huh? Yeah, I mean, that's what I always do.
As I live stream this out to the world, you
Oh,
don't
well.
want the people in this room to see what you're typing.
See what I'm typing? Okay, so, hello everybody, good morning. This build was more art focused and back in. Oh, alright. The personal cameraman. So we've gotten a lot of new textures for our city area, aka the area that you guys seen before, the level 1 part of it. The other half is a foresty area that's leading to a mansion, so stoked about that. So we managed to get in function. Ah, my God, come on. What the heck? All right. If it works, it works. Okay. So we managed to get in functionality for a wall creeper too. It's a new kind of enemy. The zombie has to navigate around to get to the player, but the wall creeper is the capsule and can go through walls and spook you when you least expect it. So that was a really good addition. Let me just put that on loop. Besides that, most of the changes that we did were back end and fixing up, project structure and some Git cracking stuff. Now I'm going to hand it off my team to explain what they did specifically for this milestone.
Hi, I'm William, Scrum Master and Design Lead for Siphoners. This sprint, I've been really going over the cityscape with a fine-tooth comb, trying to polish it as much as I can. That way, come next sprint or the sprint after, I can really help out Harrison with his half of the level, which is the forest. I also worked on the design of the wall creeper, how it should act and the way it should behave, and hopefully it comes out being a really nice addition to our game.
Hi, I'm Benjamin, the programmer for Siphoner. When I worked on this, people worked really fast here, so it's a lot of back-end work and a lot of repository issues we had. I also worked on fixing some of the enemy AI issues, that way you don't see the zombie doing what it's doing there.
Hello, I'm Jacob Briggs, programmer. I worked on the wall creeper and worked with the nav mesh to make sure that the zombie can't walk through where the wall area is, and then the wall creeper can just go right through it.
I'm Kenny, I'm an artist, and for most of what I've done with this milestone is work on the walls that was seen beforehand.
I'm John, I'm an artist. This milestone, I worked on getting the high poly character model down to a lower, more reasonable poly count, as well as getting normal map, high detail normal maps projected onto the low detail character model.
Okay, thank you, team. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
is why we can't have nice things.
Derek, do you want me to run and get IT?
Damn it, Dooley. You broke the system.
Didn't
That's
Kyle
my
break the
job.
system first?
Actually, it was Kyle that did.
We're going with no camera.
Alright. Alright, so it feels very Candy Crush in here. Now, can I get some energy, please? No. Woo! I know you guys probably had a rough Halloween, but let's bring it up.
Yeah. I want to sneeze.
Alright.
I want to itch my nose.
I was like, I need energy. I'm a social person. Alright. So, hi guys. Welcome. Thank you for being here today. My name is Jacqueline, and I am the lead on Boss Simulator, our first-person simulation management game that you've seen a lot about. This sprint was really exciting and also a bit tough. We lost 2 team members this sprint, so we're a little sad about that, but we're happy that they're getting what they need. So this sprint we worked a lot on functionality, and our artists working like crazy to pump out amazing art assets. We fixed the collision issues, woohoo! We added UI. We added the ability to buy items. So when you buy them, it subtracts your money and it ships it directly to you. You're able to pick it up and select where you would like to place it. Let's place it right here. Right, and then the other desk placement goes away. And then you can still hire your employees, but now we have our models in there. Currently, we have Lauren's hair changing color to tell you that she's idle, working, or has a need. And then for Steve, his shirt changes. We can buy another desk. Hopefully, it is random which ones spawn, so we'll have to just go higher. Oh, another Lauren. That's okay, she's awesome. So we did get a ton of our assets done. So we have our amazing intern Tucker did an amazing this sprint for us. He did the folding table and chairs as well as this couch. He did do the textures for them, but I did not have enough time to get them in, so you'll see that next time. All right, I'm going to turn it over to let my amazing team tell you exactly what they did.
I'm James Cortesano. I'm an artist. I was here doing most of the UI for all of the cell phone stuff. So I did all of the general graphic design, font choices, and creating all of the assets in Illustrator is what I did.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Jensen. I'm an artist for Boss Simulator. I did a lot of modeling of the stuff that's currently the vending machine is something that I think I did, if it's my vending machine. So, got that.
Hello, my name is Mohammed Mara. I'm a designer on this team. This sprint was more of a learning process for me. I was learning a lot about experimental baked lighting in Unity and texture application on some models.
My name is Edgar Hernandez. I'm a programmer, and same deal. It's been a learning experience this week, along with the implementing dialogue for both Steve and Lauren.
My name is William McClay. I'm a programmer. I did all the AI stuff, so the need system is basically done. There's an example right there. Their social need, they'll go up and talk to each other until they're social. And there's actually a fun bug right now. If one of them gets their social all the way up, they'll follow them until the other guy has their social up. They also have focus, bladder, and hunger, and then they'll actually search for the closest source in real time. So say once we get item placement, if you place the fridge closer, they'll find that one instead of the other one. And that's about it.
This sprint I worked on getting so you can buy desks and items through the UI, as well as updating the nav mesh at runtime. So when you place a desk, I need to fix it a little bit, but they should see the desk and not walk through it as much. So thank you so much. Come.
Oh wait, I want to do place on that. All right. One up there. All right. Well, now that Jacqueline's got everyone hyped up, showing off a good game. All right. So we got a lot done this sprint, more than I honestly thought. So let's just get right into it. First off, wonderful new main menu screen made by the lovely Emily Smansky, and I'm not just saying that because I'm scared of her. We start up the level here. We have a much better tone than just simply grayscale. The menu, or the item system, still works as before, except with the addition of one commonly requested feature, such as, you see in the top left, there's my battery draining, but if I pick up this oversized probably D battery, bam, I get way more battery in there. As well as the trees are now fully implemented, the grasses, we can sprinkle in with forests, street lamps are in, dogs will still chase you. Wait a second, I need to sneak through. Collect a few more batteries to show off what I want to show over here. Oh no, you actually do take damage and can die, so I don't want to do that yet. We have an entire house blocked out here, which is our first level. It's all designed out on paper, as well as what we were going to add as well as the second house is also blocked out, so we're going to fill that with assets over the next sprint. But let's get to the fun bits. I'm going to show you guys the death system real quick before I turn it over to the team. Because we can actually, if we decide we just want to die, you can run up to the dog will chomp you a few times, you lose control, and you're sent back to the main menu. Anyway, I'll hand it off to the team to talk about what they did.
Hey, I'm V. I'm a designer for this game. I worked on that kind of nauseating head bob. I'm still working out the kinks and making so it's not so all over the place, but it was a lot easier than I thought, considering I'm not the most talented programmer. And as well as implementing the health overlay and making sure that that's working as well.
Hi, I'm Desiree. I made a good chunk of the environment assets, such as the trees, the grass, and all the a good chunk of the assets you're going to see in like the little art showcase tab that we have. And continuing on, I'm going to be making more environment assets as needed, and I'm probably going to start jumping into interior and environment asset design.
Hi, I'm Zach Thompson. I worked on reworking the interaction so that it works in a less stupid way. Worked on the battery so it actually works. Added the health containers and doors. They don't work in this one, but they are in the build. Player character bug fixes, moving items between containers, and some bits for AI for the next milestone.
I'm Jackson. I'm a designer. I worked on a quick time event system that's modular and lets us be able to swap it into different places and stuff and get it to all work and fail and on time and key inputs.
Anyway, thank you all for watching, and as always, I have a new little bonus level called Return for anyone who decides to playtest it.
All right, that wraps up the build 3. Thank you everybody for joining. Apologies for the technical issues. We will see you next time.